All right. Up next is James Montemagno.
All right, thanks. Hey everyone, I'm James. I'm super excited to be here for a lightning talk and totally tell you about this awesome project that I had absolutely nothing to do with, because for years I've been telling people how amazing C# and .NET is. Combined with .NET Core and Xamarin, literally you can put .NET absolutely everywhere, which is amazing. I can target every single platform, and I've been doing so for the last 6 years. If I want to go to iOS, Android, all the new stuff that just happened at WWDC this morning, I can totally do it all in C# and share all my code everywhere. But I talk to developers all over the world, and the problem is, what if you're a developer that is stuck writing Objective-C in Java and lowercasing things for no good reason? Well, you're like, man, what if I could just use .NET absolutely everywhere? And all of those amazing NuGet libraries that were out there, I didn't have to give up that addiction of going in and just searching for James Montemagno and installing all of my NuGets. That's what I do. So do I have to start from scratch? Do I have to switch industries? What do I do? Do I reevaluate my entire life choice of becoming a .NET developer or doing Objective-C or Java? Or heck, maybe you join a new company and you're forced to write Objective-C and Java to do iOS and Android. Well, no more, because now we have the Embedinator 4000, the best project ever. What this enables you to do is take your shared C# and .NET logic, run it through the Embedinator 4000, and create native libraries for each platform. Whether you're targeting Android, Mac, iOS, tvOS, or even Linux, your .NET code can live everywhere. Let me show you what that looks like. You go to the Embedinator 4000 GitHub repo, and you install a little package on your Mac machine. I'm creating a weather application. I'm going to start here on Mac OS. As you can see, I'm a beautiful graphics designer. Now what I have here is a .NET project in Visual Studio for Mac. I have a shared project, iOS, and .NET. Here's a normal class with some temperatures, using some getters and setters. And here I'm going to use the Yahoo API to simply create a constructor, use my familiar web client, parse some JSON values, and boom, even handle exceptions with awesome C# 6 and 7. Now to get through the Embedinator, all I'm going to do is run a simple Embedinator command right here. So whenever I compile it, it just re-outputs some files. I'm just going to go ahead and build it. And based on the project, whether it's iOS or .NET, it'll output a few different things. So for the Mac application, it'll put out a dynamic library. And for iOS, it's going to go ahead and put out a framework that's going to be in there. So here it goes ahead and it compiles it all up. And what's beautiful here is in the output, we give you beautiful, stunning header files, and of course, a dynamic library. So I've added them here into the Mac application. There's those beautiful bindings that I was talking about. Look at that Objective-C. So good. Said nobody. Ever. So now what's great is now I can go into my actual Objective-C code and call into the .NET code that I just created in Visual Studio for Mac. Here I'm just going to go ahead and start up this application. I'm just running it from Xcode's, everyone's not favorite IDE. And now I can go ahead and search for Seattle. And this was this morning. Sunny. That's the first time in a long time. So now what's awesome is that I have this exact same code running in Mac OS, and I want to bring it into iOS. Why wouldn't I want to do that? So I'm going to go ahead and open up a project here for iOS. And what I'm going to do here is show you that I have the framework that is generated at that build time. We saw two things happening. It's all packaged up, so all I need to do now is go into that header file, and it's literally basically the same code, but interacting with the storyboard from iOS. I go ahead and build it up here, and here's my iOS simulator running. There we go. Now I'm going to search for my hometown, little Cleveland, Ohio. It's probably miserable, naturally. So now what's great here is that I've run the same exact code from .NET on Mac and iOS, but it gets better. Because what if I want to come in and create native, it's Xamarin, right? So I have access to every single API. So here I have a weather view where I'm going to tap into core location, but all in C#, using powerful C# features like async await, lambdas, events, and delegates, things because we're not animals and we love our programming language. So this will go through, and instead of the actual app doing any work, I'm going to come in and replace the entire user interface in a super ugly hack where I review all the subviews and add that subview manually, which is awesome. So now we're going to see a whole new user interface, all written in C# with all of our proper language features. So here we go. It runs up again. So I can do a few things here. Since I've added into the actual logic, I can still search for Seattle and get the location or get the weather, or say get location and tap into the native APIs all in C#. What's great here is I can take this and now also run it in any .NET application. It's not limited to just iOS, Android. I can now create a jar binding or an AAR and bring it anywhere. So with that, with the Embedinator, .NET truly now goes to every single program written in any single language, and that's it. Go. And it's all open source on GitHub.